Good day, viewers. You are welcome to this edition of our YouTube channel. And today we are going to look at a very vital topic in the JSS1 first term scheme of work. This topic is actually the last, as approved by NERODC, the last topic for first term JSS1 scheme of work. For those of you living who reside in Nigeria now, are you aware you can actually apply binary in writing your name? Are you aware you can actually use binary code and translate it back to words in writing names? Now, in the ancient time, information was stored using punch card, and we'll also show you how punch card look like in our next slide. Now, in this topic, we are going to show you how to use, at the end of this topic, you should be able to use binary code, translate it back to words. We'll see you in our next slide. Thank you. All right, now, right here, you can see we are having letter, we are having decimal, we are having binary. You know, from the alphabet A to Z is 26. So you can see right here for yourself, we are having A represent the first letter in our alphabet. The B represent the second letter, which you are all familiar with. Then the Z represent the 26th letter. Now, in order to translate binary code back to words, what you simply need to do is you are to divide each of this code using 2, and your remainder becomes what we are looking for. And I'm going to explain that shortly. Now, this code you see here, you are a student, you have a lot of meaningful things to do. You can't start cramming this code. It is not advisable. So this is how it is done. Now, I want to spell my name. At the end of this topic, like I earlier said, you should be able to apply binary, in your everyday life. You'll be asked to write your name using binary code. Now, my name is Master David. Okay. So you can see for yourself. Now, I'm being asked to write David in binary code. Now, before I write my name in binary code, the very first thing I'm going to show you is how to translate each of these code, because your name must be found around this letter. My name is David. This is D, A, V, and your I, and back to your D. So let's translate. Before I translate this, let me show you how to do each of these. Now, we'll go to the first one. The very first one here is, first letter we're having is A. So let's come here. How do I know what the value of A will be in binary? So let's come. A represents 1 in your alphabet, because A is your first alphabet. So we'll come here, you drag a divide line. Can you see the way it is neatly done? So A represents 1, I will place the 1 right there. Now, mind you, anything binary means you are working in base 2. So therefore, you will divide using 2. Now, I place the 2 right here. Hope you can see for yourself. Now, this becomes 1 divided by 2. It's not possible. It cannot. So, therefore, you write 0, remainder 1. Your remainder becomes your answer. At the end of the day, this is our answer. You can see right here. That is the reason we are having 1 as our answer. A represents 1 in binary. So, let me do for B. For B, this is B, so you watch the slide right here. Let's do for B. B is the second alphabet. It represents 2. So I'll place the 2 right here. Can you see? Anything binary means 2, so you are dividing using 2. Now, if 2 should go into 2, it will give us 1, remainder 0. Can you see for yourself? Now, if 2 should go into 1, it's not possible. You will write 0, remainder this same 1. At the end of the day, check where your remainder is moving to. You can see it's moving from the bottom to top. So this becomes 1, 0. So your answer becomes 1, 0. And if you check right here, you will see it is clearly written 1 and 0. So therefore, now that you have an idea of how to translate each of these, if you want to do for Z, the same thing. Let's go straight and spell the name David. So at the end of this lesson, you should also use binary code to translate your name and drop your answer in the comment section. So let's go straight for David. The first letter in my name is D, and D represents 4. So we'll go right here, we'll go back to this place. Can you see? I'll write the 4. D represents 4. It's your 4th letter. So you are dividing using 2 because anything binary works in 2. So we'll go in 2 digits. So 2 into 4 will give me 2, remainder 0. Can you see for yourself? Now 2 into 2 will give me a 1, remainder 0. Can you see the way it is done? Now 2 into 1 is not possible, so we write 0, remainder this same 1. Now look at the place your remainder is pointed to, the arrow. You can see it. Now this becomes 1, 0, 0. So this D represents what? 1, 0, 0. So I can come right here and write it. D represents 1, 0, 0. So it's time for me to go to A. I want to translate for A. Okay, A is your first alphabet. So I write 1 here, divide by 2. So let's go straight as we do this together. Now 2 into 1 is not possible. 1 divided by 2 is not possible. So I write 0, remainder that same 1. So what it means is that D represents 1 in binary. So I'll go here. A represents 1 in binary. So I'll go here and write 1. You can see we have done for these first 2. Now we are going to V. That's the next. We are going to V, and that is the next thing we're simply going to do, right here. Now for V, V is your 22nd letter. So you go again in your solving notes and write the 22. V represents the 22nd letter. So divide by 2. Now 2 into 22 will give me 11, remainder 0. 2 into 11 will give me 5, remainder 1. 2 into 5 will give me 2, remainder 1. If 2 people should divide 2, it will give me 1, remainder 0. And if 2 people should divide 1, it's not possible. We will now write 0, remainder 1. Now, you still remember we have to point this upward. So your remainder is what we are interested in. So you can see our answer is 1 from bottom to top. 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. So V represents 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. So let's go straight. 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. This is for your V. So it's remaining I and the D. Now for your I, this is I represents your ninth, letter. So therefore, let's go straight and go for our I. Now for the I is the 9th letter of your alphabet. So you go straight and write the 9. Now we are dividing using 2, and our remainder becomes our answer. Now 2 into 9 is going to give me 4. Now 2 into 4 is going to give me 2. Remainder 0. 2 into 2 is going to give me 1. Remainder 0. Now 2 into 1 is going to give me, 2 persons cannot share 1, so we'll say 0, remainder that same 1. So I place it right here. So our answer becomes 1, 0, 0, 1. In binary, I represent 1, 0, 0, 1. So we'll come right here. Since we don't have much space in the board, let me position it here. 1, 0, 0, 1. So I represent 1, 0, 0, 1. Then we'll go back to the D, which is the last. And you can see this last D here. Now D represents 4. It represents your 4th alphabet. So therefore, you go again in your solving notes and place the 4 right here. Divide it by 2. The remainder becomes your answer. So let's go. 2 into 4 is going to give us 2, remainder 0. 2 into 2 is going to give us 1, remainder 0. 2 into 1 is not possible. 2 persons cannot share 1, so we'll say 0, remainder that same 1. So you can see this last D represents, in binary, represents 1, 0, 0. 100. At the end of the day, I'm done translating my name, David, back to binary code. So if you know you enjoyed this video, and you can always click the subscription button, and ensure you also write your name in binary code and drop it in the comment section. Thank you.